Yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Next ish in the building. It's
What's
your boy
really
Kev. It's your boy Kev. It's my man Fraz and Miss Nick's in the building. It's good to see y'all, man. What's good? Been an
Yeah,
interesting last 4 games.
it's been
good?
an amazing 4 games.
Word.
You've been waiting for it, Knicks fans.
It seems like deja vu all over again to me. Last year, we started off rough, but we was actually under 400, under 500 last year at this point. I think more or less at this point in the season, and then we make the trade for Josh Hart, and we completely go on this crazy run. We turn it around when we start winning all these big games, and it seems like after Leon Rose sneaked up out of nowhere and came out of nowhere and made this trade for OG Anunoby, it completely turned everything around. Defensively, we look completely different. We're playing. Not that we wasn't playing team ball before, but the team ball right now, it looks amazing. Um, I mean, I'm loving every second of it, man. What do you guys think? How y'all feel about all this?
I mean, I think like you said, he has made great decisions mid-season that have changed the dynamic of our team altogether. With Josh Hart last year and OG this year, I mean, it was like we said from the very beginning, the day of the trade, exactly what we needed, and it's showing. I mean, he may not be putting up big numbers, but his efficiency without the ball is insane. I think I read something today. He's like plus 87 or something like that in the 4 games.
Highest plus
And he
minus
had
of Cleveland.
and he has yet to have a big scoring game and still a plus 87. That is crazy. That shows his impact on the game, Knicks fans.
So first and
Right.
foremost, y'all already know the rivalry, man. Shout out my guy T Time for allowing us to be here. You know, we always do
Facts.
this. Before I even get into anything, I always gotta make sure that my guy T Time knows the rivalry. Shout out Mr. Nixon, it's yourself, T Time. You already know what it is. But I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier. I said two things earlier in the season. I said it was two guys we could have went after. I talked about Bogdanovich from Detroit. And Kev knows this because we've had a number of discussions about this. But Bogdanovich wasn't being shopped. The next name I brought up was OG Anunoby. And look at the dividends that he's paying for us since he's been in the Knicks uniform. The Knicks are 4-0, number one defensive rating in the league in the month of January, 102.4. You got the whole Knicks team playing together on the same page, communicating, talking it out with each other on every play. The Knicks are pushing the pace, they're pushing the tempo, everybody's rebounding, everybody's contributing. So to say that we miss IQ and RJ Barrett scoring wise, we really don't.
At
And I'm going to
all.
say it again for everybody, and then I'll let Kev get the floor back. Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle, the only duo in the NBA to score 24 plus points per game each and not miss a game. That speaks volumes, man.
That really does. That really does. And the way they've been playing, carrying the team, right? Um, I mean, if you ask me, that's A1 business right there. I mean, 1A.
Mhm.
That's not
1A.
mid. That's not mid. That's not mid. You know, we're not talking about guys who are mid anymore. We're talking about guys that are trying to help turn this franchise around. And by the look, their last 20 games. Julius Randle's last 20 games has been out of this world.
I can only name one.
Yo, go ahead,
One.
Fraser. Go ahead.
I'm sorry for cutting you off. I can only name one bad game out of that 20, and that was the Sixers game.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And
He
then
was
he
due for
came
one.
back, And then he came back and turned it around against the Wizards. Now, it's granted it's the Wizards, but you know, at the end of the day, he turned it around. He came back and did his thing. I mean, he put up what 39.
Yep.
You know, he put up 39. Um, but I like how we playing as a team, though. I feel like as a team we look better. We look more comfortable out there. We don't look lost. Defensively, we've only what we've allowed in our last 4 games 100 points. We completely washed the Philadelphia 76ers. I would say like possibly the third best team in the East, like completely washed. You know what I mean? Like a 36-point wash in Philly. It felt like we was playing in Madison Square Garden
with
at some
Randall
point.
have
Like yo,
with Randall having a bad game. So
Exactly.
right,
imagine.
right. If Randall would have played his game, we would have beat them dudes by 50,
Right.
Maybe
That's
60.
crazy.
maybe 60, because that those guys were playing on they were on a mission. Those guys were on a mission, you know? They wanted to prove a point that you guys are sleeping on us. We do not appreciate the disrespect
Facts.
that's coming from you, the media, and our own fan base.
Exactly.
Facts.
We coming, we outside. We outside.
All day.
We are not playing no games. You
Facts.
put the best team in the West in front of us, and we washed them.
Hmm. Then you have a Chicago game where DeRozan went off in the first half and he got shut down the second half and he only scored 100 points.
Completely washed them in the second half.
Hmm.
Completely washed them. Then we come back in the third game when everybody said, "Oh, this is gonna be the test. This is gonna be the test. The Philadelphia 76ers are gonna wire that, all this stuff, all this stuff." And what do? We
Rat.
made we was making Joel Embiid. We made Joel Embiid work for them 30.
Facts.
to the to the tune of hurting himself in the game. They had to keep the training staff working his injury out because you could tell in the second half he was hurt.
Hmm.
We
But
was making we was running them out the court in Philly.
60
Facts.
fast break points.
Let's go, Knicks. Let's go, Knicks. Let's go. That's what you heard in Philly. It felt like we was in Philly.
Facts.
I mean, it felt like we was in New York. My bad. Let me fix that. I was very impressed. I ain't gonna hold you. That's the game that had me like, wow, okay. If we can play with these kind of guys, with this team like that, the way we played, I'm like, oh no, we gonna be something different. We gonna be
Now, before the trade, everybody was like, "Oh, the Knicks don't have a marquee win against the top team in the East." The Knicks now have three marquee wins. Shout out to Jimmy J, one in the building. Salute, my guy. You already
facts,
know.
Jimmy. Facts. Salute,
Salute all
salute,
the time.
Darlene. What's
You
goody, y'all? What's goody? Oh, we always
already know.
appreciate y'all, man. Y'all always be the first to pull
Darlene,
up,
of
man.
course.
Always
Hold on,
love
I
for
got let me
y'all.
stop. Of course, we got a big Darlene up because she's on every single episode,
Single.
whether tea time here or not. Whoever's here, Darlene is here. So shout out to you, Darlene, for always pulling up and showing your loyalty because that's what real fans do. All right.
Facts.
Now back
Facts.
to what I was saying real quick. We had zero marquee wins against the East before the trade. It got to Christmas. We beat Milwaukee. Then we beat Philadelphia. So now I think after
Come
the
on.
trade, this is a different scenario now, and we're gonna see because later on, I believe after the All-Star break, we got another big stretch of games against top teams. We still got to play Philly 3 more times. We still play Milwaukee and Boston, I believe, at least one more time. So it's plenty. It's going to be opportunity to see more of this. But right now,
Mhm.
we need these wins.
Facts.
Definitely, definitely. Every game is important from here on out. Um, but I'm really wondering, like, is is this gonna be the last move, or are the Knicks gonna make another move? Like, what is Leon doing? I mean, this is like the
We
second time he. I'm sorry, real quick. I'm gonna land the plane. This is like the second time he comes out of nowhere and just hits a home run. Because last year that trade, I don't care what nobody says about Josh Hart. That trade was a home run hit. He hit
Mm-hmm.
a home run with that trade. And it
Agree.
seems like with this one, he hit another home run out the park. Now
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if he got another move under him, or if this is gonna be what we're gonna see moving forward. Because if this is what we're gonna see moving forward, I'm not mad at it.
Kevin's
What do y'all
actually
think?
it's actually the third trade where he hit a home run. Because let's not forget that Derrick Rose trade the first time
Oh,
That's
right. You're
that
right. Yeah,
changed the
yeah, you're
dynamics of
right.
that team.
Mm-hmm.
that's a
That's a
fact.
fact. That's a fact. And we
But
gave up peanuts in that trade. We gave up Dennis Smith
facts,
Jr. in a second round pick.
Facts.
So that's a fact. But this one, but
this
these last two trades had more of an impact than I think than the D Rose trade. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but
Well,
no, I agree because these two were more long term trades for
right.
our future. So I agree with that. I mean, I think he's to be honest, we can talk all we want to talk about trades, but reality is nobody knows because that
Word.
man don't talk. He gives us no hints to what's about to happen.
Yo, no kind of information whatsoever. He just comes out of no. You wake up the next day, yo, Knicks made a trade. I got a call from Ty West. Ty West hit me up. I didn't even know we made a trade. Ty West hit me up. Kev, no, what are you doing? You're trading RJ. And I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about, bro? And when I looked, I was like, oh, wow. Okay, Leon, I see what we doing here.
listen,
Okay. I listen, I ain't mad at it. I mean, I was at first, I don't know if I got to speak about it, but at first I was kind of shocked. I was shocked. I didn't know how to handle the situation. I didn't know. I had mixed feelings about it because, granted, we seen RJ Barrett and quickly grow up with the Knicks. They've helped us turn this franchise around. And to me, they will always be Knicks. But when I saw the trade, and I'm like, okay, maybe this might make sense. I gotta see what's going on here. And so far, I'm like, yo, this trade has worked out really great for us.
It's just so funny to me because you look on Twitter and stuff, and you're like, you see Raptors fans like, "Oh, y'all happy with what y'all got? We fleeced y'all." Da, 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 da. And I'm like, "What y'all watching?" Because what I'm watching is a team that hasn't lost yet.
facts.
What
Yeah,
I'm watching, what I'm watching is a guy who damn near single-handedly has held everybody else accountable to play defense at his standard.
facts, facts.
You know what I mean? Like, we were far from fleeced from this trade because
I agree.
let's just be realistic. The little bit of points that he has given us in these 4 games have been points that RJ would have missed every single one of them shots.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And not to mention that, Clyde was mentioning in the game during the game that he's like very passive. So he's passed on a lot of shots as well, but he knocks down the shots we needed him to knock down, and sad to say RJ wasn't doing that. But I mean, since he's gotten here, I think we've allowed 100 points on defensively. We were average teams were coming in here and averaging a buck 20 on us, almost a buck. Like I could recall some of those games went up to like almost a buck 45.
Yeah.
Yep, Pacers had like
It's a
140
game.
on us the other
Yeah,
game
it
before
was
the
going
trade.
crazy. And these last four games, 106, 92. I forget the other two scores. 100, 102,
116,
10. The last.
106.
Wait, can I bring back the last four for y'all real quick?
Yep.
Wolves 112, 106. Then,
Yep.
then who we played after that?
No. Yeah, the Wolves 112, 106. The Bulls
One thirteen,
116, 100.
100. Yeah, one
Right.
right.
Then the
The Sixers
76ers 92,
138,
228.
92.
No,
No,
and then
128.
128.
and then the Wizards, I think they scored 102 or something like that.
105.
Yep.
105. So defensively, man, I think we've averaged like 100 points these last four games.
Barely on
Completely
the
turned, completely turned. I want to see how much teams are averaging behind the arc on us right now, because
Right.
that's been an issue that looks
You haven't
so
heard,
much better. Huh?
we haven't heard nobody talking about the Knicks, right?
No,
That
no.
team's out from shooting the three well.
No, we've actually we're seventh in the lead in 3-point made now.
Because
I
the
think we're shooting,
hitting.
yeah, we're shooting like 37% from the 3-point line as a team. You
Yeah.
Mhm.
know, Dante DiVincenzo is balling, knocking
Oh,
down 3-point shots left and right. What a another great deal by. Oh, y'all can hear me?
yeah, it's an echo.
Hold on, somebody called. Go ahead, Prez, take over, bro, while I fix
Hold on.
this.
Just cut my volume. I had a call come in and cut my volume. But the main thing about the impact of this trade is not only the defense, it's the transition from defense to offense. This is what we got to talk about, especially in that Sixers game. I remember the Knicks having somewhere close to like 60 fast break points on Philly. All right. Now, if we're able to
Facts.
constantly push the pace and the tempo of these games, this is how we want to play teams because we can wear down teams. Remember, the Knicks used to be one of the oldest teams in the NBA. Now we're one of the youngest teams on average in the NBA. So at
Yeah.
the end of the day, we got
Mm-hmm.
the younger guys that can push the pace and basically have more endurance than the other team to be able to play the game more. You know what I'm saying?
And
Yeah, I think Todd. Oh, my
another
bad. Go
major
ahead.
thing has been the spacing. The way
Yes.
because OG is a right-handed player, he's not clogging up that left side, and Randall and Brunson are able to move around more freely. The defender, whether he scores 10 points or 15 points, OG, they can't leave him open because you leave him open, he's scoring 20 plus. You know what I mean? So
That's
you
a
gotta
fact.
respect him. And I think teams are teams are on notice. It's a fact because even when you look at that Philly game where Randall had a poor game, they wasn't trying to really double and triple team him like in the past because we have gunners.
Mm-hmm.
Dante has stepped into that role and it's like he belonged there. He like this my shit right here.
Nah, I mean the continuity between those guys is out of this world. Um, that's how you know there's trust, because you see Julius Randle is always looking for him on the floor. Wherever he's at, he knocks it down. He
Yep.
knows that. He's starting to build up that confidence with the second unit, because as you see Julius Randle, he be playing with the second unit as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's starting to build up that trust with Quentin Grimes as well. But in that game, man, he there was something I liked about that team, because it was like, I mean, that game, because it was like, okay, Julius Randle don't have it, but everybody else, we're just gonna pick him up and we're gonna continue to
Exactly.
try to figure out how to win this game, even though our best player is struggling. I
Yeah.
think he went. I think he was. What was his he shot, let me see. I got the stats here.
Terribly.
He shot in the Philly game. Hold up 1 minute.
Where he had like maybe like 3 baskets the most, something like that.
Yeah.
Like
Hold up. Let me check this out. Hold up. Because we had a back to back. We played Friday.
Yep.
We
He
played
had, let's
Friday.
see.
I'll tell you right now, I got it pulled up
He
here.
was
Let
one
me just
for 11.
look at that. And we still 1 for 11. And he still came in. We still came in and put up 128 points on one of the best defensive teams in the league at that. Because the
Right.
76ers ain't no slouch on defense.
Yep.
That was pretty good if you ask me for a team that where Julius Randle pretty much didn't show up. Shout out to Deuce McBride, my
Bro.
motherfucking man.
yeah,
The
The
Deuce is loose.
kids.
Put some respect on my man Deuce McBride. I don't yo, your man like pretty much didn't play much in the first half of the season, pretty much.
No, he
And
hard. Very.
but every time his number is called, he comes through and puts it on. No matter how much he comes and he impacts winning. And this game against the 76ers in the first quarter, he comes in and started lighting it up with 4 threes. Just started lighting it up. He ended
just got his
the
contract.
first half. Hold up. He ended. I feel some type of way about this because I've been trying to tell people about Deuce McBride, and nobody want
Facts.
to listen. Your man is a very underrated player. Nobody gives him his respect because we got guys. He's like the sixth, seventh man to get the rock on a team. But when he comes in, he makes noise. And if he ain't making noise on the offensive end, he's coming in and he's taking your cookies.
That's a fact.
Defensively, he's locking people up. He's getting steals. He's making it hard for guys to take it to the basket to put up points. I don't care who it is. He's giving
Facts.
you a hard time. And
Facts.
that's why he was blessed with a 3-year contract for 13 million, which I think was a pretty good contract. It's if
Oh yeah,
you ask me.
oh
And I
Facts.
yeah.
love how Tibbs came out and said there's more to Deuce McBride's game than you think.
Hmm.
And I gotta agree with that.
That's a fact. I
I
mean,
gotta agree with that.
I've been having proud mom moments with them,
What
cause
up,
it's
Gene?
like
That's right,
What
we've
up,
baby.
been
We
Gene?
saying
balling. We balling, Gene.
That's right. We balling.
we've been calling for the kids to be played, and granted, RJ and IQ were the main kids, but we still got kids. We still got kids on our team.
Yep.
And
That's
so
right.
just seeing them step up when their numbers were called, and I have to agree. I think they said it yesterday on in the game that part of that trade was to give McBride and Quentin more time. Because we were
Mm-hmm.
clogged up in the guard position, and so they weren't
Mm-hmm.
getting time. And I mean, we can talk McBride. Let's talk Quentin. I mean, when
Mm-hmm.
Philly made that run, Quentin said, "Oh no, oh no."
Give me the rock.
He
No.
scored 19 points in the fourth quarter. Quentin Grimes killed that fourth quarter.
The
Talk
three
about it.
pointers. I think
Please
three of
talk
them was
about
back.
it.
I think it was three back to back.
Bro, he went insane. And I'm just sitting there watching the game like, look at my boys. Look at my
You know?
kids.
That's what I'm talking about. And I saw when you hit me with the somewhere Kevin is sitting down with a smile on his face. And you know me all too well. You know me all too well because I was sitting there with the L Kool-Aid smile. My God, yo, my man, I was watching it in my boy's house and he was like, yo, you are enjoying it. I said, boy, I just want my kids to eat. Put some
Bro,
respect on my kid's name. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they are underappreciated. I feel like the guys on our team are underappreciated. Guys like iHeart, guys like
yes.
Deuce McBride, Quentin Grimes. Like these guys
All
are
the
gonna play a
dogs.
role, right? To me, in my opinion, right? I feel like these guys, if they're not packaged away for somebody and they stay on this team, I feel like they're gonna play a pretty big role for us. And I think they're gonna do a successful job at it. That's how much faith I have in those two kids right there. I believe in those two kids. Those two kids work hard to get where they at right now.
Fact,
And you can see it. Like the players on this team, they trust those guys.
fact. And the good part about it is nobody expects it. No other team. I know Philly wasn't expecting that shit. I
Hell
know
no.
they wasn't expecting it from Deuce. Out of everybody, not Deuce. So for
Nope.
him to come in and no one expects it, they don't know how to defend it. And that's what makes us so freaking lethal that at any point, anyone on our team can have a crazy game and no one's going to expect it because their names ain't Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson. That's who they
Facts.
expect to go off. But let's not
Mm-hmm.
forget everyone from Hart to Dante to Deuce to Quentin, they can go off at any point. And that's what makes us freaking lethal. Now you bring in another superstar, people already know what they about. They know how to defend it. They know what to expect. But with these no-name underrated kids, no one knows what to do with them because there's not enough footage on them.
Nope.
I
You
mean,
know, they oh Fraz, you wanted to say something? My bad. Go ahead, bro.
yeah, just real
Talk your
quick.
talk.
The,
Talk your talk.
I mean, the three main things you got to look at since the trade are this: defense, the defensive rating, the steals stat is up for the Knicks. If you haven't been noticing, just pickpocket Jalen Brunson with the thievery on Embiid, like, and then he's mocking his teammates because he didn't get up high enough for the dunk to finish the dunk properly, right? But steals is up, fast break points is up like a mug, because OG also is a guy who's a two-way player, like I was saying, because I remember explaining this to the guys. Not everybody agreed with me, and that's okay. You know what I mean? But it's because I've watched like 3 days worth of footage, literally, on this guy. I went because there's a way to watch older games online, okay? And I watched a lot of his games when he was on Toronto, and I'm telling you, this guy is one of the best young two-way players in the game. I think this is why, like Anna said before, how he's making them play to his defensive standard. He's also wanting them to push pace now because that's how he plays. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so the more we're doing that, then it's going to be hard for teams to, you know, to play against us because we're not going to be tired. We got 10, 11 guys that can do this. All right. The
Yeah.
second unit is
Yeah.
doing it just as much as the first unit was, especially in the Philly game. Grimes, McBride. Oh, let's
Mm-hmm.
not forget Hartenstein finding his offense in Philly. I remember it was a couple of plays where Hartenstein got the ball off the screen and roll, and they left him open, and they thought he was just gonna look for the pass, and he faked it and went right to the basket and dunked on the nigga. I was like, yo,
Yo,
Hartenstein looking for
and
his
you know,
offense too. He
like
understanding like,
yeah, hell yeah. And not to mention Gene. Yes, ask Rudy Gobert about iHeart. He does definitely remember that. He does remember that. Ask your
Elman.
man Joel Embiid who
Facts.
iHeart is. Go ask Joel Embiid who the hell iHeart is. He is making a name for himself out there
Yep.
because he knows what's the meaning for all this for Mitchell Robinson, man. Because Mitch is supposed to be out there with us, going to war every game. Which I have a feeling Mitch might come back because I haven't heard much about him. I have a,
Facts.
I have a lit. I have. Let me come back to camera. Sorry, I was doing something when my baby girl woke up, and you know how that goes, parent life. Um, but I have a feeling later on down the line we're gonna get a surprise, but a surprise pull up, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I have a feeling Mitch might come back towards the end of the season, and if that happens, and we're playing the way we're playing right now, oh no, this league is in trouble.
No,
It's
that's
not
This
gonna
league
crazy.
take
is
Cause
long.
in trouble.
I have that feeling as well. Like I was telling my boyfriend, I think yesterday or today, maybe no, it had to be yesterday. I said he might be out for this season, but once them playoffs come, I expect him coming down that tunnel. I
I think
expect him
so.
coming down that tunnel. And that's
I-
gonna catch teams off guard because
Off
nobody
guard.
expects him to come back.
And listen, as much as I love Barrett and Quick and them guys, cause I do, yo, what up, Ray? My guy Ray, appreciate you, man, for pulling up. That's my
Really,
guy right there.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know Ray, man, follow that man, hit that subscribe button. That's my guy right there. Um, um, what was I saying?
Mitch
How
coming
you like RJ and Quick.
Oh, I love RJ and Quick, but man, I would love to see how this team looks defensively now with OG Anunoby on this team and Mitch oh man, that I think that would look insane. Like rebounding, blocking shots, like now you don't gotta worry about Mitch guarding the perimeter because that's what we got OG for. Like it's a whole different things. I think forget it, bro. Forget it. I think that would be insane, bro.
Right.
And I would literally be jumping for joy. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. Cause
And we've
he's part
already
of the
seen
yo, I'm real quick, I'm sorry. But let's not forget, he is a part of the kids.
facts.
He's a part of the kids. Let's not forget that.
And I mean, we've seen parts of it because we see so far. I mean, Mitch has been out, but let's not act like iHeart hasn't basically stepped into his shoes. iHeart is basically Mitch right now, the way he's playing. But when you see OG in with Hart and DiVincenzo, that's crazy. The way that I mean, teams are still shooting threes on us, but not like they used to. Not like they
Mm-mm.
used to. And so
Mm-mm.
just having Mitch there in the paint is, bro, I can't wait. I can't wait. And oh my God. Like
No.
this is just a tip of the iceberg because like we said, we haven't seen everyone full force yet. We haven't seen OG go off while Randall and Brunson doing their own thing. We haven't seen
Mm-hmm.
that game yet. And it can
Nah,
happen and
not
we
yet.
know it can happen. So I just can't wait. I really, really can't wait. And just for everybody that's like, oh, but how we gonna make up for these points? We lost a lot. It looked like we ain't lose a goddamn thing at this point.
Man, first.
well, that attests to the lineup change to DiVincenzo and Ananobi at 2 and 3, and it's paying dividends because you have the two best perimeter defenders on the floor together, and you're able to go back and forth and have at least one of them on the floor, and that makes a big difference in today's league because of how significant the 3-point shot is in today's league. Okay, so not only that, but OG can guard your point guard, your shooting guard, your small forward, your power forward, and your center. And there's nothing you can do about it. You saw what
Facts.
he did to Carl Anthony Towns. You saw what he did to Anthony Edwards. You saw what he did to Tyrese Maxey. We can go on for those 4 games, but still, there's more to come, and it's only going to get better.
I agree. I
So
completely
far, the
agree, bro.
Tibbs experiment, as I'm liking to call it right now, because that's the new term I'm going to coin it, the Tibbs experiment right now. All right.
No, listen. We got to give Tibbs his credit.
That's a
He
Yeah,
fact.
he's he's knowing.
you
He's
hearing it from
knowing.
me. One
Yeah,
of the main
yeah.
advocates of wanting to fire Tibbs. Listen, I admit it. Y'all hear
Facts.
me time and time again admit it. I'm not going front.
Oh, shout out to you, man. For
But
shout out to you. Or
at the end of the day, Tibbs is starting to create a winning formula because he has defense and he has offense to go with defense, something he didn't really have as much when he had that run with Chicago.
Hmm.
right. Listen, and not to mention, like in these last 4 games, we've been talking about defense, but offensively. we've scored a buck 20 in those a buck 20 plus in those 4 games. That's how much we've been averaging in the last 4 games.
Not to
That's
Yep.
mention
pretty.
Jalen.
That's pretty for a guy who people say doesn't have an offensive mind in his bag.
Yep.
We're a
Facts.
top offensive team in the league, top 10.
Facts.
Jalen
No,
Brunson
big
put up
shout out to the
triple
whole coaching
doubles.
staff because even like you see Johnny B up there standing up, going to talk to Tibbs every game, many
Yes,
a plays during the game.
I love it.
They're very in tune with it, and I mean you got to give him credit. It is what it is. Everyone has bought in, and he's holding people accountable. Cause look, any last season Randall had that bad game against Philly. No matter how much we were up, he put Randall back in that fourth quarter. He didn't. He took him out, and that was that. It was a wrap. And the fact, even yesterday's game against the Wizards, where they were making their run in the third and the fourth, and he kept calling timeout back to back to back. And it was funny when they asked him post game, like, "What did you tell them?" He goes, "Y'all don't want to know." Because I
Yo, that's
can
a fact.
imagine. No, I literally was like, "Oh, Tibbs is cursing them the fuck out because there's no way we let these Wizards beat us. Absolutely not."
No, and listen, you gotta love that kind of energy from Tibbs, man. Because I would say a few years without Tibbs, our coaches, man, it seemed like the teams we had didn't even listen to those guys. Like this guy actually has these guys under control, playing into what his system is, and if he doesn't care who it is, if he has to chew you up, he will chew you up. It don't matter. It don't matter. Y'all getting cursed the fuck out.
Right. And
Play
I
the
mean
way
that
I fucking want y'all to play.
right. And I think that's the major thing about this type of trade that happened is that we brought in Tibbs type players where he
Hmm.
don't gotta force them to play D. It's already in their game. That's why he loves Grimes so much. That's why he loves Deuce so much. Because offensively, he sees something, but defensively, that is him. If you don't play
Yeah.
D, you're not getting burned on this team, period. And we've even seen it. I mean, we know like Brunson's not a bad defender. He's just small compared to, other guards in the league. But you've seen in these 4 games that even him and Randall step up
Yes.
defensively. Like you
Yes.
seen Randall go for that steal yesterday. I'm like, oh,
Yo, and not to mention, I'm glad you brought that up. People could say what they want about Jalen Brunson, but he sacrifices his body. I think he's number one in the league
He
in
is
George
number one in the league in charges.
in
That's what
charges
I was gonna bring
drawn.
up too. Facts. He's number
Yeah,
one in
he's
the league.
he so you gotta put some respect on these guys' name. I want to get to one question here that I've had on the screen. We haven't been able to answer that. But Eurobeats said, but will he be healthy enough to where it's not a risk for Mitch down the stretch of the playoffs? That is the question. That is a good question because we don't know that. Like every year is something with Mitch. I hate to say it, the injury bug for some reason never goes away when it comes to Mitch, but I'm hoping it does this time. I'm hoping it does because he stayed pretty healthy last towards the end of the season last year after he came back from that injury. So I'm hoping that if he does come back, I'm hoping he could stay healthy for the rest of the season. Let's see. You never know. I hope that answered your question. But yeah, man, like I'm loving the way this team has been playing, man. It's and I know you brought up the fact that how Tibbs benched Julius Randle in that Philly. I think it was the Philly game, right? The
yep,
whole
yep,
fourth quarter. The
yep.
whole fourth quarter, we didn't see we didn't see him, and I'm like, okay, listen, hey, I don't give a damn if you the star. If you shooting 1 from 11, go your ass to the
Sit
bench.
down. Exactly. We're gonna
Sit
have to see.
down. And y'all know how I feel about Julius Randle. That's my
Right.
guy. But it is what it is. And the jersey is what matter first. And the
Facts.
front of the
And I don't
jersey is what
and I
matter.
don't even think it was that he shot poorly. I think it was more that he was forcing it. and he was trying to
Mm-hmm.
force it to go through, and that was gonna cost us if we kept him in. And so, like
Right.
you said, it was the best decision for the team. We didn't need him that night to win. But one thing
No.
I love about our stars, and I don't care what nobody say, they stars. They
Right.
have a bad game, and you damn for certain that next game they about to turn up.
Facts.
Because Brunson has done it time after time. Randall did it last night. They not having consecutive back-to-back bad games. These guys are prideful as hell. They look like they're having so much fun playing together. And
Mm-hmm.
it's showing. It's showing on their output and what they're giving us.
That's a fact. I'm very impressed actually with the way they've been playing these last few games. And I'm excited for what's to come. To be honest with you, I can't wait. I'm just wondering if there's another move. Are we making another move? What we're doing? Who we trading for? Is we keeping our guys? Like that's the thing. I'm kind of
And to
curious
be
to see.
honest, based off of unless something happens drastically between now and the deadline, I or if unless something major happens between now and the deadline, or we can off Evan with a couple of draft picks for someone, I don't see anything happening. Because why would you mess this up? Why
Yeah.
would you mess up this chemistry? I say if
Mm-hmm.
anything happens, it probably is going to be another bench player because I'm leaving Dante in that starting lineup. He's earned it. And the chemistry he has created with that starting lineup, I think if we mess with it, it's going to mess up the dynamics of the team. So I leave the
Yeah.
starters as is. If something happens, unless we can, like I said, off Evan and a couple of picks, I don't see much happening. Or
Let
if
me.
unless the Knicks go downhill all of a sudden, nothing's gonna happen.
Right. Gene Hennigan says I like Malcolm Brogdon. I like Malcolm Brogdon as well. Um, I also read a few names out there. Jordan Clarkson, Norman Powell, Scotty Barnes. Not Scott. My bad. Not Scotty Barnes. Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes from the Kings. That's a good backup for Julius on the low. He's still a veteran who has championship experience, who played in Golden State, if I'm not mistaken, was part of that Splash Brothers run when the Warriors went on that run. He's out there. He might be out there. The Kevin, the shooter that he used to play with Atlanta, then they send him to the Kings.
Kevin Hunter,
Kevin Herter. Kevin Herter is
Kevin
out
Herter.
Herter,
there. He's
Herter.
on the trade block. So the Knicks, if we need a piece for the bench, there's some good players out there, some good names out there. What you got to say, Fraz? Let me
Piece
know.
for the bench. 'Cause for that stretch run, we're gonna need another big. Telling you. I think that's what I'm telling you. I got a hunch it's got something to do with another big that
You
they're
think
gonna
so?
try and go get.
Maybe, maybe,
Because why
maybe,
would you give
maybe.
the G League guy that we brought up? They waived him
Right, right. That's right.
in the
So
roster spot.
maybe, because I heard of a name before from Utah, John Collins. Could what up, Mike? What's goody, Mike Brown? What's goody, bro? Appreciate you for pulling up, my guy. That's my guy. He always be pulling up as well, man. I always
Yeah,
appreciate
he
you,
definitely
bro.
do.
Word. I always appreciate you, my
That's
guy.
right. Definitely
Um,
appreciate
but
it.
but John Collins is another guy I heard earlier some chirps, early in the season about him being disgruntled in Utah and his role with that team, and could he be an option to back up Julius Randle at a low at what but at what price? That's always the question.
No, not giving up anything except Evan and picks for anybody.
yeah,
Period. Period.
Danny
I'm on
Ainge
the
we're
cap.
talking about,
I'm on the
right?
cap train. It ain't happening now.
listen,
I'm not
hey,
moving
listen.
nobody.
Nah, listen. I ain't mad with the fleecing. If we could fleece somebody, let's fleece them. I ain't mad at it, man. I ain't mad at it. Cause remember, man, like, when it comes to the Knicks, people always think we always be trying to get fleeced. Teams are always trying to fleece us. Like the Raptors, for instance. Shout out to to what they got going on. I just met a Toronto content creator. Shout out to him. Um, cool dude, but I was listening on his podcast and they literally think they fleeced us, and I'm like, bro, I don't think any in this trade, I don't think any team got fleeced. I think the trade worked out for both teams. You got what you needed in a nice starting point guard and quickly, and we got what we needed to solidify our defense and shooting, and a guy like OG Anunoby. You know what I mean? So if we could do some fleecing out here, I'm all for it.
I looked at
What up, Brad?
the trade scenario thing on ESPN. The trade was a valid trade for both sides. It wasn't that much difference in terms of salary. So
Nah, man. Listen, I thought it was
like
a great
1 million.
trade, man.
So it wasn't
Yeah,
that much.
I thought the trade has worked out for both teams. I think Toronto has, quickly he's been playing, he's starting, he's starting. He's putting up numbers over there, and they starting to turn it around. If they keep Pascal Siakam, which I think they should do, they got some pretty good pieces over there. If they trade him, I don't know, because his name is on the market right now. If they trade Pascal Siakam, it's a wrap for them. Why did you trade for RJ and quickly if you're gonna trade your best player? I thought you was trying to add more talent around him and try to keep him there. But at the end of the day, if we could get Evan Fournier the turnstile, I hate to say he's a turnstile. I was just telling somebody the other day about it. That's why he's out of the rotation. He's not a Tibbs guy. Inconsistent shooter and horrible defender. And makes a lot of money. So he's a valuable piece because we could get rid of his contract. That's 18 millions off the book, off the
Right.
books,
Well, it's the last year anyway.
huh?
Wait, no, this is last year of his
That's the
contract?
last. It's the last year of his contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the
So
last year of his contract. After this year, that's it.
it's another roster spot to fill. See, so now it's like, oh, there's something
You
there.
know,
There's something brewing. I'm telling you.
there's something brewing. Something's up, man. I don't know what's
Something
up, but
brewing. Let me
something's
understand
up,
you.
and I feel like if we could get, a lot of people mentioning DeJounte Murray. I don't know how that would happen. I think for DeJounte Murray, we'd have to give up a guy like I don't know how it would work, but Evan might be in there, but a guy like Grimes or somebody else and some picks might be involved in that trade for DeJounte Murray. But I would have to say for a guy for a guy like DeJounte Murray, man, he fits what Tibbs is trying to do. He's a pretty good all-around player. He rebounds. He could score the ball. He could shoot the three. He could play defense. He could create for himself, create for others. He do all those tangibles that we need, but we'd have to give up some pieces for him. I don't think Atlanta's just gonna be like, okay, give me Evan Fournier and some picks. I'll take that. I don't think Landry Fields would do that shit. Because
But the
Landry
other
Fields is the general manager for the
uh
Hawks.
the other question is how would it fit in everything else? Because that's the other thing. Like DeJounte don't fit in with Atlanta because he needs the ball and Trey Young clearly needs the ball. How would he fit in with Randall needing the ball and Brunson needing the ball?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not opposed to it because I
Mm-hmm.
think out of the big names that we see, I'd rather him than the other one.
Then
But
Donovan. Oh, you mean you rather Donovan Mitchell than
no, I'd
Dejounte
rather
Murray?
Murray than Mitchell
Oh, okay, I got you. I
because
got you. Okay.
DeJounte plays defense.
Yeah.
Um, but the fit, how would it fit in? That's my only concern because we already have
Yes.
two guys that need the ball. I mean, I don't think Brunson would mind not having to score 30 every game, but how would that look? I'm not sure. And that concerns me because he can give us anybody can give us what we need numbers wise defensively, but the fit is the problem. And I think that's why OG's trade was amazing because he literally just fits right in.
And then you got to look at the opposite side of it. Look at how it worked with Trey Young and DeJounte Murray. It hasn't really impacted winning for the Hawks. And
Nope.
I keep saying it over and over. When the trade happened, the Knicks was supposed to the Hawks. I'm sorry, the Hawks was supposed to be the better team. Everybody was bigging up Atlanta and their front office for making such a great trade.
Facts.
Oh, they moved up on the Knicks. What are the Knicks gonna do? And he chose the Knicks, and he chose the Hawks over us.
Facts.
So you know that hasn't worked over there.
Facts.
And my
And it's the
concern
same thing
is
for Cleveland.
right with Donovan Mitchell, the same thing. The trade was supposed to make them better than the Knicks, and it's been the complete opposite for them. It's been the complete opposite for them. So how
Yep.
would a trade like that impact the Knicks? How would that work with the Knicks? If it hasn't worked over there with those teams who were supposed to have better pieces than us, because that's what they said.
Yep. I
How is that
remember
gonna work
when
for the Knicks?
yep, because I clearly remember when the Mitchell trade happened and they're like, oh, it's a perfect fit. He fits right into what they have already, and we bust their ass. And we're gonna continue to bust their ass.
Gentlemen swept. Gentlemen swept.
Out of there.
I mean, we shut them down. We had we had Jared Allen and these guys Evan Mobley saying, "Oh my God, they was physically outplayed us."
But
Those guys were
remember,
crying in the media.
they were talking smack about Mitch before the series started. They
Mm-hmm.
was talking smack, and Mitch said, "You know what? I got something for you.
Yep.
Come
Yo,
holler." And you
Mitch
saw what
cooked them
happened.
dudes. Mitch, even though Julius didn't play all that well, we was bullied those guys down low.
Facts.
So and Donovan Mitchell did what he did, but you could have seen obvious who was the better team in that series.
Facts. And it's the same thing that happened last night with the Wizards, where at post game, Kyle Kuzma was like, "We try to do what they do, but they got the personnel to do it. We don't."
Exactly.
Yeah, see, DeJounte Murray. DeJounte was shooting around 39% from three this year, so he can play off ball. Him handling the ball could be a good thing. Yes, I agree with that. Brunson doesn't have to take as much of a beating, so he's fresh for the fourth quarter. What you was about to say, Fred?
I want to comment. I want to add to that. I want that comment. The thing about it is, though, here's the thing. It's not even. That's not even really the reason why Brunson has to be fresh for the fourth. You saw it in the Philly game when Philly made that run in the third. That's the reason why Coach Tibbs went to Brunson because Brunson is like the insurance policy. You got him a few minutes
Mm-hmm.
of rest. He was able to come back in, bump the lead back up, and then they just soared after that. And then you got to take him out.
Yeah, yeah. But that does to his point. It does help out. It takes some pressure off the rest of the guys as well.
Definitely does. That's why I said let me add to it because I did agree with
Yeah.
his take on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a
Mm-hmm.
matter of so it's also partly the game situation. You understand what I'm saying? Because who knows what could
Right.
happen in these upcoming games where maybe Tibbs does have to go to Brunson a little bit early. I'm not saying I'm trying to look bad, but
No. Yeah.
it could happen. You know,
No, it could. And I think I'm just concerned on how it would work and what we would have to give up in order to get a guy like DeJounte Murray. That's the only thing that concerns me.
I'm gonna say this: Dejounte Murray demands touches.
He
All right,
does.
he's a guy that
He
demands
does.
touches. I don't think he'll
He
work
does.
necessarily with what we're doing because not one person on the team demands touches. It depends on what game situation Tibbs is running. For instance, which game, the Nets game, when Tibbs was running Randall ISO and they couldn't stop Randall, you know what I'm saying? Then now to the Philly game, it changes to more of a team concept. So you see, there's multiple different things that they're tinkering with. We can see it now as we've watched the game and we've looked at everything. It's just a matter of okay, how are you going to move forward with the personnel? Because the final, I think the trade deadline's coming up.
Yeah.
So
hmm And would he be a type of Tibbs guy? Could he relate to Tibbs? Tibbs
hmm
is one of those guys that he ain't taking no shit from you, bro.
right, you want to be a
Tibbs
20
ain't
point
taking no shit,
scorer.
bro. Like, yo, you ain't like I'll let you be flashy, bro, but you do what I say.
Right. And
Would
I
he
mean
fit that?
the thing also is when you look at our front office, they have yet to make a move on any of these big names that the media throws out at us. And
Mm-hmm.
so I would say don't be surprised it's not anybody that hasn't been mentioned.
I'm
Right,
not.
right. No. Like, listen, man. Listen, Leon Rose did something I never thought he would do, and that was trade R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quick. Like, I never expected that in a million years. I never expected that in a million years. So when it happened, I was like, "Holy shit!"
I will say,
You
I
know?
will, I will say this. Shout out to BJ because you did say that RJ Barrett was getting traded days before he got traded. Okay,
Right. Shout
and
out to BJ, man.
and I'm actually happy that he did because I looked at the game so far. Quickly's had an uptick in offensive production. RJ Barrett is still like this. Okay,
Yep.
so who got
See, these
fleeced
are
in the
the
trade?
yeah. See, like this is what I'm saying. That's the thing, Steve. For a guy like
Oh no, I'm
DeJounte
not giving up
Murray,
Mitch. There's no
but
way.
that's the thing. That's the thing. Like for a guy like DeJounte Murray, they're gonna ask you for some pieces. Are you willing to give up those pieces? Is the main thing. Is Leon Rose? We already saw Leon Rose was willing to give up those pieces. Leon Rose was willing to give up those pieces. He gave up RJ Quick for OG Anunoby. He already said, you know what? I'm a sacrifice, and so far it's worked out. Could he do that again? I don't know, man. Now I'm like, damn, he traded our kids for real. Like, could he do that shit again? I don't know. I'm like, man, I don't know. He threw a knuckleball at us. Yo, he did. Like, I can't hold you. I can't hold you. So him making that move, if Mitch and Grimes was included, I wouldn't be surprised now. I wouldn't be surprised.
But is it
I'd
worth
be.
it? That's the thing.
That's the thing.
That's the thing.
That's the
Is it
thing.
worth it? Because
That's the thing.
granted, iHeart has stepped into his shoes right now, but like Fraz said earlier, we still need a big. We can't
Yeah.
depend on iHeart every single game for the whole season with maybe Sims backing him up. We can't.
And nah, and that's the thing. Like, we got Precious, right? But I don't know if Tibbs has any trust in Jericho Sims because since he's came back from injury and he still hasn't played him.
Yeah. And to be
So
honest, like Precious, you can tell when he's in the game, he's raw. He needs development. And he he fits in a little bit with what we do, I think defensively for sure. But I mean, it's like the situation with everybody else. If you only get in 2-3 minutes a game, are you going to be productive? No.
no, that's a fact. That's a fact. It's true. Cause and you know
So I don't
Tibbs if
honestly I don't see Mitch going in the trade unless it's for another big. I do not see Leon doing it.
but I'll be honest with you, if a guy if a guy like DeJounte Murray, like I hate to say it, if that because remember, let's not forget Leon Rose was really interested in trading for him. When before he got traded for Atlanta, there was rumors that we was involved. We was rumors that we was heavy on him. So I don't know if that's happening again. And if it does happen, I'm really curious to see, who's gonna be involved in that trade. I'm really curious to see. I ain't gonna hold you. I'd be sad to see Mitch go. I ain't gonna hold you, and Grimes for that matter, because I
I
think,
might have a whole meltdown.
yo, if Mitch, if yeah, because you know
Cause you
that,
know
like
that's
you,
my dude. That's my
like,
dude.
and not only that, not only that, but we seen Mitch. I think we got Mitch when he was 19, straight out of college.
Basically straight out of high school because he didn't play a
Straight out
year of
of
college.
right, my bad. Straight out of high school, exactly. Straight out of high school. So it'll be tough to see. But now that I seen what Leon did with RJ and Quick, I'm like, yo, this you never know what might happen now. Now I'm like, now he really got me thinking, like, yo, what are you doing next, bro?
I mean, if he was to pull a move like that, I think for sure we would have to go for a big after the trade. Like there would have to be
Facts.
another move after that trade because we can't. Not saying iHeart can't do it because I 100%, but for his health, we have to get another big for his health.
Yes, we
That's my
do.
point.
We do.
Thank you.
And if he comes back, do you keep iHeart as a starter
And
and
work him
and
into the
and
lineup.
have right,
You
right,
got to give
Fred.
him gradual minutes and work him
Yeah,
into the lineup.
and I think it would depend on the matchup. It would
Hmm.
depend on the matchup
Right.
and what we need. And I think that's one thing we've seen over these last couple of games with Coach is that he's been making decent adjustments as to what we need and not been so kind of like stuck. Because there's going to be games where we need iHeart because he passes better, because he can give us offense. But then there's going to be games where we need Mitch because we just need a defender on the big. You know what I mean? Like it just all
Mm-hmm.
depends on each game. And to be realistic, I don't really give a damn who starts, but I care about who finishes. And I
Yes.
think that's what a
Yes.
lot of fans forget. Like it don't really matter who's a starter, maybe for their ego, but for me as a fan, I don't really care. I care about who's helping us win that game.
I agree. I agree. And who has the hot hand?
Right,
Like if guys got the hot hand, I need to see that guy in the game. I
right.
need to see this guy finish. Because I've seen Tibbs do things like that, and that's kind of annoying. Like a guy, you know, guy will make, let's say, for example, four straight threes, and then you don't see him until like the fourth quarter. What the fuck, bro? Like the guy just came off the bench and kept us in the game, and now I don't see him for another. What the fuck, Tibbs?
Right. Or he takes them out right when they're hot. Because he did it in Philly with Deuce. When Deuce
Yo,
hit
that
them
shit had me
threes and then he
pissed.
took them out right away, I'm like, but why? Why? They can't
Fuck,
stop him
bro.
right now. What are we doing?
Right.
Yeah, like yo, he got the putback. Yo, after that putback, I was like, oh, my man is about to score 30. I was so hyped with the putback. That had me hyped.
Oh,
I ain't gonna
yesterday.
hold you. I was hyped.
That was
I was
ill.
like, yo,
Because he
let's
had to
go.
angle himself crazy because he dunked it with the
Mm.
right hand. So he
Right.
had to angle
I was
himself.
like, yo,
And
Like,
the
what?
fact
let's
that he's
do it.
probably was the shortest guy on the court.
Yeah.
Facts.
And got
He came
bungee.
out of
Facts.
nowhere.
I was
Then
like,
he gave a
yo,
little attitude, like he
yeah,
turned around and was like, oh, like,
what?
He flexed on them.
yeah, yo, when she turned around, like, what y'all doing? Like, I was like, yeah, Deuce, that's what I'm talking about. Like that's what I've been dying to see. So, but anyway, man, I'm really excited for what's to come. I know I said that before, but I'm really excited. But I want to see who these guys are thinking about trading for. That's what I'm curious to
True.
see. But other than that, I think that's who we play next.
Tuesday we play
Trailblazers.
Portland. Thursday
Okay.
we play in Dallas,
I'll be there.
and then Saturday,
Yeah.
I think it's Saturday is against the Grizzlies. That's gonna be a test right there. John Moran, Desmond Bain.
Every game is a test.
That is gonna
Yeah,
be the
every game
test.
is a test. That's a fact.
So this
But
winning streak possibly could get to 6 games before we play
yes,
John Moran. So
I can't wait to see that game, man. I can't wait to see that game and the Dallas game because I always like to see us play Luka Doncic
Julius
and
Randle's
everything.
going home, y'all. You know what
Every
that
time he go,
means.
every time
He's
he
gonna
go back
show out in
home, man,
Dallas again.
yeah, he be cooking. He be
Every year
cooking,
he
man.
does it. Come
Man,
on
hey,
now.
man, Mr. Nix, I'm gonna tell you this. Next time you see Julius Randle, just ask him like, "Yo, can I go live with you real quick?" You know, I, we need to make these fans understand they need to put some respect on your name. Man,
Facts.
shout out to the 17 people in the chat.
Yes,
Please
Hey,
hit that
definitely.
like button. Hit that like button, the subscribe button, and share for your people. We out here on a
Definitely.
Sunday, coming to talk next with y'all. Um, and I'm just excited, man. I'm excited. I can't wait. And I'm good, man. I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Y'all got anything else y'all gotta say before we take off on this beautiful Sunday?
I mean,
just
winning streak might get to 6. Let's see if we could
Facts.
get the winning streak to at least 6. Because we know Jalen Brunson's going back to Dallas too. So this is gonna be we. Both our stars is
ooh.
meaningful game for us. So I can't wait. Knicks fans,
Yes,
yes, we play Toronto actually right after Memphis.
Yep,
Actually,
the
yes,
20th.
yes, and I'm and
and
I'm and
then
I want and I can't wait to see that one.
we can't wait for the 23rd, my fellow Knicks fans. Oh yes.
Oh yes, oh yes.
We
There's
are going
three
to destroy
games. I
Brooklyn
I
one more
I ain't
time.
gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. There's three games that I got checked off on the list.
Which
Right? There's
ones?
three games before I bounce. That's the Pacers, cause I want
Facts.
that. I want that get back.
February
Yep.
1st.
I want that get back, cause y'all got us when we was undermanned in that game. I want that get back, and I want the get back from the Magics.
Facts.
Yes.
And
Okay. I,
let me
I I want that get back because there's one guy. What's his name? The kid shrugs, the shooting guard.
Jalen Suggs.
Jalen Suggs. I want some get back. He was talking. He was talking spicy.
Mhm.
Facts.
But
Now,
you
I
gotta
He
mean,
was
add one
talking.
more
there's a
get back.
couple of
We want
games
get
that are real personal because I'm looking at
Who? You looking
Miami.
at who? Oh,
Miami.
Miami. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah. Yeah. I can't hold you. That's another team. But what you was gonna say, Fraz?
about to say you can't forget some get back on Boston as well. We still gotta play them again
Yeah.
coming up soon.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Yep.
Listen, Steve. You should buy his jersey already. You've been down on Julius Randle since I met you, and so far, Julius Randle every year is doing better than what all the fans were saying about Julius Randle. I mean, listen, even Miss Nix was very hard on Julius
Yep,
Randle at one point,
sure
and
was.
even she's starting to change the way she feels. You know what I mean? So, hey, I think you should buy the jersey now. Don't wait until we win a playoff series, bro.
Right.
And
Because I
let's
see you
just be
always
clear.
here.
Let's just be clear. One,
No,
name me a power forward in the game that's better than him. That's name ain't Giannis. Let's just be very clear on that one. Two, he haven't seen a playoffs with this caliber of a Knicks team yet. So this is about to be something different. Atlanta, he was the only guy we had. Last season, he wasn't the only guy, but everyone wasn't playing well, including him.
yo,
Yeah.
let me tell you, see, that's the real shit. Like, she was so hard on Julius Randle. Julius Randle blocked her,
And his wife.
and his wife blocked her too. Put some respect on Miss Nick's name.
Facts. Big
Word.
facts.
But
She got blocked by the head man of the team.
it's all for the love of the Knicks, to be honest. Like I'm hard on him, and I told y'all that last season and the season before. I'm hard on him because I know his potential. I know what he can do. I
Facts.
watched him in LA. We watched him on the Pelicans. We knew that what we saw is not correct. It's not right. Something was off. And it took adjustments on the team. It took adjustments on the team, but it
Keith
took
Music.
adjustments on him too. Because even he admitted he went back and looked at himself to see what he
Mm-hmm.
can do better for this team. And to be honest, you can't be mad at a player that wants to win a chip here. He won me
Facts.
over 100% when they said a few games back that he said, I'm in the right direction to bring in the chip to New York. That's all I need to hear. That gave me Patrick
Facts.
Ewing vibes. Patrick Ewing used to
Facts.
tell us every damn season we winning, and we believed it as fans.
Word, word. And we pretty much how I've been feeling even through his lows. I've been there with you. So you know how I feel about him, but what's right is right and what's wrong is
That's a
wrong. And
fact.
at some point in time, sometimes you gotta be real with it is what
Right.
it is.
I mean, we just fans of it. Like even against Philly, I'm looking at him and I was getting frustrated. And it took me back to that place. And I looked at my TV. I said, boy, if you don't pull your head up and let's go, like, let's go.
Yeah,
Pick your head up.
right. Nah, listen, man. I'm and look at now. Everything all that. Look at the turnaround.
Facts.
Like you can see it in his game, his attitude.
Bro, he's
You don't.
smiling
He don't
so much
even.
more.
Yo, he don't even. You don't even see him bitching at the referees like that no more, like he used to. Even that has been put to a minimum. Like, and I'm loving every second of it, man. I'm loving all that from him, and that's good. That's great leadership. He's showing great leadership. You see him celebrating with his teammates.
Bro,
Even
that's so
even
awesome. Cause
yeah,
who dunked it? Oh, when OG dunked it yesterday on that putback, and you saw him just go. He was the first person I looked at because we're not gonna see no reaction from OG. He's straight face all game, no matter what happens. But I looked at Randall and he celebrated so hard, and it's like,
yeah,
okay, Captain number two, okay,
yeah. Like yo, he's playing his role. When
facts,
he said in the off season on the Paul George podcast, I'm not mad if I'm the third option. I want to be the third option. He's fucking playing like he's playing like he took all that into consideration. He took a step back and look at how he's playing.
facts.
Shooting less threes, making right decisions, playing bully ball, fucking rebounding and off the chain. Like I know his 3 point shot ain't dropping like the way it should, but even that, it ain't that bad,
But we don't need
you
him
know?
shooting them. We need him
Right,
being a bully.
right, right. So that's all been awesome to see, man. That's all been awesome to see, and let's go Knicks, man.
Definitely,
We
man. This streak
outside.
continue. I'm going to get
We
my new bucket
outside.
hat tomorrow.
Let's go. Get me one too.
If they got
I'm
another
just
one, I got you.
I got it. Yo, but man, it's been blessing. I love talking ball with y'all. Shout out to the new people that pulled out today. Keith
Shout
Music.
out to
Shout out to
everybody
you,
who pulls
homie.
up here, man.
Yeah, fat ass to everybody that pulls up. But shout out to the new people that pulled up as well.
Definitely.
Or Euro Beats.
Reads.
Shout out to you. Gene Hennigan. If
Yep.
I hope I pronounce your last name right. I apologize if I didn't, but shout out to y'all. And shout out to all the regulars, man. We love y'all. We appreciate
Definitely,
y'all
man.
pulling up day in and day out. Even though
Always.
sometimes life be kicking our ass and we don't show up for a few games, but when we pull up, y'all still pull up. And
Facts.
that's love,
Exactly.
man. I love that. I love y'all for that, and we appreciate y'all for that. Shout out to T Tom,
Always, man.
like
Team of the
Fraz said,
rivalry, man.
for allowing us to put this out for us to come up here and give us somewhere to speak our mind, man, and talk our shit.
Definitely.
Shout out to T Time for that, man. Appreciate you, my guy. And listen, I love y'all. Thank you for pulling up. Y'all have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. God bless y'all and y'all family. Don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, share for your people. Follow us on all platforms. Knicks and Ish, all platforms. Twitter, YouTube, the Discord, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch,
That's right.
Twitch. Follow
Spotify.
us. Spotify. That's
Word.
right, Miss
That
Nix.
too.
That's a fact. Follow Miss Nix
Facts.
on TikTok, on IG, on her Facebook, and follow Fraz on his Facebook. I don't know if he got TikTok or Instagram, but I know he got Facebook. You can follow him on that and on Twitter. And on Twitter too.
And you can't forget, you got also go check us out on Facebook, Mecca versus Barclays group on Facebook. If you're a Knicks fan,
Facts.
you're welcome to join. Also,
Facts.
we also got to shout out my sports conglomerate, man. Y'all know how we do it here, man.
Facts. Shout out to the conglomerate. Those are my guys, my brothers. Love y'all. But yeah,
Word.
man, we out. We out. Let's go
Yeah,
Knicks.
let's go Knicks. Y'all have a good week. Everybody enjoy.
Take care. Take care,
Later.
y'all.